Hello, Curious Minds. Thank you for joining us with our outdoor series. In this video, we'll be teaching you how to create log stacks.
Everyone, it's Phil with Fungi Aquafo, and in this video what we're going to be showing you is how to build mushroom stacks. So the first thing you're going to want to know is your tree selection, and so native to this area, some trees you could look out for are balsam poplar, trembling aspen, and then birch for certain people, and then as well other people may have some non-native trees growing on their property that they could use. And so the ideal time to cut these trees down would be right now, right at the end of April, right before the trees bud out. What you're looking for is a healthy tree. You don't want any rot. So I'll show you an example here. In this right here, there was a stake cut into this tree and you start to have a little bit of rot happening. And so likely we won't be using these pieces. But then if you look at like a cookie right here, it's completely healthy, very nice. So that'll work perfect. You're looking for a tree that's between 8 to 14 inches in diameter. And then what we cut it into segments that are roughly just over a foot long and then a 2-inch topper. Yeah, you don't want to leave the tree on the ground for too long. So ideally when you get your spawn, you cut your tree within a 2-week period and then you have your stack set up by then.
Why don't we want to wait too long, Phil?
Because one, you're going to start losing moisture in your tree, and then the other thing is obviously as spring comes in, you're going to start having other invading funguses or critters starting to eat away at your tree, so you want to be the first one to get at it. The other thing to note is, for example, on this trembling aspen which we cut down, the species that'll grow on this are blue oyster and pearl oyster. And then for those that are maybe more experienced in mushroom growing, it is possible to get turkey tail to grow on this as well. Okay, so the next part about your stacks is we're going to talk about the area you should place them. And so in this case, this site here is heavily shaded and it's very moist, high moisture content. And so that's probably the two most important factors for your stacks. If you can, as you can see over there, we have it right beside a pond. And then the other thing to keep in mind is that you want it to be a high traffic area. Your mushroom, when it fruits out, it'll fruit out quickly and then within a matter of days. And then if you're not quick to act, you're going to lose it to other critters. So it's important to always be visiting it and monitoring where it's at as far as fruiting goes. Okay, so now what we're going to show you is actually how to build the stack. So some materials you're going to need is one, the first thing is some sort of plastic to put underneath to stop the bottom of the tree from rotting. Really, you could also use cardboard or any form of paper as well. So first we'll lay that down. And then a few other materials before we start is you will need a garbage bag, or you can use a leaf bag as well. In our case, squirrels tend to get at the leaf bag, so we use garbage bags. This you'll use to cover your stack when you're done. And then you'll need, well, we like to label our stacks so that we know what we're growing, because we have a lot of stacks about, and we like to also mark down what date we started it on. Then you'll need your spawn, and you'll need your stumps in order to build it. So we'll start here. So first thing is you'll want to break up your spawn. And then once it's broken up, we'll open it. So I think I'd mentioned it before, but some of the things you can grow are pearl oyster, blue oyster, and for the more experienced, turkey tail. And this summer, hopefully, we're also going to experiment with lion's mane to see if we can get it to grow. So we'll set it aside a bit, try and keep it out of traffic so that the wildlife doesn't knock it over. We have that issue with deers. And then set your first little base layer. And set your stump on top. Then your next coat. We usually at the bottom we put just a small sprinkling, and then you want to have about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch layer. Okay, we'll go to the next one. So you stack 2 about foot-long pieces to 14 inches or so on top of each other. That. And then play the balancing act. And so these spawn bags are typically good for 3 to 4 stacks you could build using just one bag. And then we'll pile. And then the next step is we'll label it. So we'll just label this as a blue oyster we did, and just the date we did it on, which is May 2nd. And then our final step is just to put a bag over top.
How long do you leave the bag on for, Phil?
That's a good question, Megan. How long?
1 year.
1 year.
We'll take it off next April or May.
And then that's when it'll take a year to fruit.
It should fruit next spring.
Okay. So this is a labor of love.
So the bag helps keep moisture in?
Yes. Keeps moisture in and keeps critters away.
Yeah. Thanks, Phil.
No problem. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for watching our video. Stay tuned for more content, and feel free to like, subscribe, follow, and review us as we strive to spread the knowledge on the world of fungi. And for the time being, keep on experimenting.